Hello, everyone, and welcome to another signing video with CodeSign Secure. Today, we'll be taking a look at APK Signer, but with a Mac machine. Now, right now, this will look a lot like our Ubuntu signing with APK Signer, but if you didn't get a chance to tune into that, I'll go through all of this again. So, the first step is to go through all the different steps in our documentation to set up. So, there's certain prerequisites we'll talk about and certain different things you need to install on your machine as well as edit. But in this case, we'll just go in as if you had already set up everything. So once everything is set up, we're going to run our command. So that'll be sudo, and then we'll be running the APK Signer command. And going along with APK Signer, we have to specify some different flags. So starting off, most obviously, is sign. So we're signing a file. We need to specify that we're signing. Next is the provider class and the provider argument. Now, of the two, the provider argument is the one we want to focus on a little more, and that is just a config file that we've set up ahead of time with all the different PKCS11 details it needs. Now, there are also a few key store options and flags that we put in as well. So we specify the key store type, and this is basically saying we're using a PKCS11 API with our HSM. We specify the password for the key store as well as the key alias for the key we're going to use. So in our case, that is GPG2. And then, of course, we specify our input file, sample.apk, and our output file, out.apk. Now, while this runs, I'll go through a couple of different details that are important to CodeSign Secure as well as APK Signer in general. So with APK Signer on the Mac, we need to have OpenJDK 17 installed. Now, this is all in the documentation, but these are some important prerequisites, and those include log 4cxx, curl, as well as Java 17. So these are all some important details that need to be taken care of. And again, this is all in the documentation. Now, a couple other points I'll make about CodeSign Secure itself and with how the APK Signer works. We're reaching out to our server here. So the hashing of the file is done on the client side, and we send over only the hash to the server side. Now, this is important because that makes sure that your file never leaves your machine and that you always can stay secure that your file is staying on the machine and only the hash is being sent over. Now, one more important point I'll make here is that all private keys are kept secure on an HSM on the server side. And what we're really getting is proxy access to that HSM, the keys themselves. So you can rest assured that your private key never leaves the HSM, and you really only have proxy access to that by connecting through the server itself. Now, we can see here that the signing has completed, and you may think, okay, there's no output, so how do we know that the signing was actually a success? But luckily, we have a verify command here. So very similar to the signing command with a few less details. We specify the APK Signer tool. We specify that we're verifying this time, and we're saying it's verbose, so we get an actual output. And then we're providing the path to the signed file. So if we go ahead and run verify here, this is exactly what we're looking for. We're basically saying that we have verified the file. We can see how many people have signed it, and we can see a number of the different schemes, the versions of those schemes that were used for the signing. So this is everything you need for signing and verifying with APK Signer on Mac. We hope to see you in our next signing video. And please let us know at info@encryptionconsulting.com if you want to set up a proof of concept, a demo, or if you have any questions about CodeSign Secure itself.